Exalt as verb, to praise highly, to glorify, or to honor someone or something. To raise up, elevate, or lift to a higher position or status. Many religious traditions seek to exalt their deities. The book exalts the virtues of hard work and perseverance. The beauty of the landscape was exalted by the sunrise. The musician's performance was exalted by the enthusiastic audience. The soldiers were exalted for their bravery in battle. Detrimental as adjective, causing harm, injury, or damage, having a harmful effect or impact. Smoking is known to have detrimental effects on your health. The lack of sleep can be detrimental to your cognitive abilities. The company's decision to cut corners was ultimately detrimental to its reputation. The use of pesticides can be detrimental to the environment and wildlife. The team star player getting injured would be detrimental to their chances of winning. Innocuous as adjective, harmless, causing no harm or damage, unimportant or insignificant. The joke was innocuous, but it still offended some people. The film contained some violence, but it was relatively innocuous. The medicine has some side effects, but they are mostly innocuous. The insecticide is relatively innocuous to humans, but deadly to insects. The harmless prank had an innocuous outcome. Oblique as adjective, devious, indirect, or evasive in speech or behavior, having a slanting or sloping direction or position, not straight or perpendicular. The teacher gave an oblique answer to the student's question. The artist used oblique lines in the painting to create a sense of movement. The politician made an oblique reference to the scandal without directly addressing it. The writer's oblique writing style made the story more interesting and thought-provoking. The photographer used oblique lighting to create a dramatic effect. Lucid as adjective, expressed clearly and easy to understand, coherent and logical, having a clear understanding, mentally sound and rational. Despite his illness, the writer remained lucid and able to express his thoughts clearly and coherently. The scientist presented a lucid explanation of the complex theory, making it easy for the audience to understand. The bright, lucid colors of the painting seemed to glow on the canvas. The patient's lucid response to the doctor's questions indicated that he was fully aware and able to think clearly. The student's lucid essay demonstrated a clear understanding of the subject matter and a well-organized thought process. Redoubtable as adjective, formidable or intimidating, inspiring fear or respect through being impressively large, powerful, intense, or capable. The general was a redoubtable opponent, feared by his enemies for his tactical skills. The boxer was known for his redoubtable strength and stamina in the ring. The lawyer was a redoubtable defender of human rights, taking on difficult cases and fighting for justice. The company's reputation for quality made it a redoubtable competitor in the market. The author's redoubtable intellect and research made her books highly respected in academic circles. Besiege as verb, to encircle and lay siege to a place, typically a fortified location, with the intent to capture or conquer it, to surround and harass someone with persistent demands or requests. The protesters besieged the government building, blocking the entrances and demanding to be heard by the officials inside. The city was besieged by enemy troops, cutting off supply lines and preventing people from leaving or entering. The detective was besieged by reporters, all trying to get the inside scoop on the latest crime scene. The company was besieged by complaints from customers, all unhappy with the quality of the product and demanding refunds. The team was besieged by injuries, making it difficult to field a competitive squad for the upcoming game. Inequity as noun. An unequal distribution or treatment of resources or opportunities. Unfairness or injustice. The long-standing inequity in access to quality education has created a gap between students from affluent and disadvantaged backgrounds. The pay gap between men and women is a clear example of inequity in the workplace. There is a growing concern about income inequity in many countries. The teacher was criticized for the inequity in grading policies. Gender inequity in the workplace is a persistent problem. Dissipate as verb. To cause to vanish or disappear. To waste or use up, especially resources or energy. The morning fog began to dissipate as the sun rose higher in the sky. He hoped that a good night's sleep would help dissipate his headache and make him feel better in the morning. The protesters eventually dissipated after several hours of marching through the city streets. The tension in the room slowly dissipated as the two former friends began to talk and reconcile their differences. The heat from the stove dissipated quickly after she turned it off, making the kitchen much more comfortable to work in. Tortuous as adjective. Complicated or lengthy and difficult to follow. Full of twists, turns, or bends. Winding or crooked. The hike through the forest was tortuous, but rewarding. The tortuous road through the mountains made her car sick. The plot of the novel was so tortuous that it was hard to follow. The maze had a tortuous path that was difficult to navigate. The legal proceedings were long and tortuous. Industrious as adjective. Characterized by regular and persistent effort. Hardworking and diligent in carrying out tasks. She is an industrious worker who always meets her deadlines. The company is known for its industrious employees. He spent the weekend working in his industrious garden. Her industrious attitude has earned her a promotion. The team's industrious efforts resulted in a successful product launch. Complementary as adjective. Enhancing or improving something else. Serving to complete or make perfect something. The two businesses had complementary products, so they decided to collaborate. The different colors in the painting were complementary to each other, making it visually appealing. The therapist recommended complementary treatments to supplement the medication for a more effective treatment. The restaurant served a complementary side dish with each main course. The siblings had complementary personalities, which helped them work together effectively on their family business. Insufferable as adjective. Intolerably annoying, unpleasant, or irritating. Unbearably arrogant or conceited. The heat was insufferable during the summer months. Her constant complaining was insufferable to her co-workers. The arrogant attitude of the celebrity was insufferable to the public. The long lines and delays at the airport were insufferable for the passengers. The movie was so insufferable that many people left the theater before it ended.
Malady as noun, a disorder or ailment of the body or mind, an abnormal or unhealthy condition. The flu is a common malady that afflicts many people each year. The doctor diagnosed her with a rare malady that would require immediate treatment. The malady of alcoholism has devastating effects on both the individual and their loved ones. The malady of poverty affects millions of people around the world. The persistent cough was just one symptom of her mysterious malady.
Venerate as verb. To regard with great respect or reverence. To honor or worship. To regard with great respect or reverence. To revere or honor. Many cultures venerate their ancestors as a way of honoring their legacy. The fans venerated the musician as a musical genius. The religious leader was venerated for their spiritual guidance. The historic monument was venerated as a symbol of national pride. The scholar was venerated for their contributions to the field of mathematics. Gambit as noun. A risky or bold move made in the hope of gaining a benefit. A tactic or strategy employed in order to distract, deceive, or mislead an opponent or adversary. The politician's gambit to win over young voters was to promise free college education. The company's gambit to boost sales was to offer discounts on its products. The chess player's gambit of sacrificing a pawn paid off in the end. The coach's gambit of changing the team's formation surprised the opponents. The gambit of revealing the murderer's identity in the middle of the movie was unexpected.
Inure as verb. To accustom or habituate someone or something to a particular situation or condition, especially an unpleasant one. To make someone or something tolerant of something difficult or unpleasant. The harsh conditions of the military training inured him to hardship. After a while, the constant criticism started to inure her to insults. The athlete had to inure himself to the rigors of his sport in order to succeed. The repeated exposure to violence inured him to the suffering of others. Over time, the long commute inured her to spending hours in traffic.
Stem as verb. To stop or check the flow of liquid. To support or hold up something. The company is working to stem the flow of misinformation online. The government is trying to stem the rise in crime rates. The measures taken help to stem the spread of the virus. The organization aims to stem the decline in biodiversity. The company implemented new policies to stem employee turnover. Hubris is noun. A sense of overbearing pride or self-confidence that results in disregard for others or consequences. Excessive pride, arrogance, or self-confidence, often leading to a downfall or ignoring warnings or advice. His downfall was a result of his excessive hubris and arrogance. The nation's history was marked by the ruler's hubris and disregard for counsel. Her persistent hubris prevented her from acknowledging her mistakes. The team's defeat was due to their overconfidence and hubris. The company's downfall was attributed to the CEO's unchecked hubris. Rarefied as adjective. Refined or elevated in nature or character. Thin or scarce in quantity or quality. The rarefied air at the top of the mountain made it difficult to breathe. The rarefied world of high fashion was a far cry from her humble beginnings. His ideas were so rarefied that few people could understand them. The club was known for its rarefied atmosphere, attracting only the most elite members. The artist's work was appreciated only by a rarefied group of critics and connoisseurs. Ready to boost your English or ace the GRE? Meet the GRE Vocabulary app, a fun and effective way to master language. Learn advanced words with examples and audio. Master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Customize your practice by difficulty or focus. Translate into 100+ languages with ease. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.